Well, let's try this one more time. So, as the name of the live says, does white self-respect exist? I'm asking whoever shows up. Does white self-respect exist? That's the name of the stream. What is white self-respect bankruptcy? Well, self-respect, I am defining as the source, practice, application of awareness and appreciation and the competence of being one's self. I think that's spelled wrong. Anyway, does white male self-respect exist? Maybe I should put, yeah, it doesn't matter. Then are the questions that I think every single conversation between every single human being, first ask them about yourself, make sure you know the answers yourself. Then when you meet a fellow human being, no matter what, creed, class, color, gender, sex, representation, identity, whatever, any fellow human being, I think these questions should be the start of every single conversation, every single interaction. Question one, what dictionary are we using for this interaction? Reasons actually gets the interaction partners on the same page. Increases the possibility of accurate, clear communication. Stops equivocation. Removes every single claimed God. Because every single dictionary that's going to be suggested is a human dictionary. Every single one. There is not one prescribed dictionary for any claimed God. If your claimed God has not provided a dictionary, your claimed God does not exist. Period. Full stop. Shows self-awareness and awareness of others. To make sure that you can get clear communication, you have to be aware of your fellow human beings and yourself. That we all equivocate. That we all use words incorrectly. That we're all fallible. Hey, viewer, want to have a conversation? Does white self-respect exist? Guess not. They left very quickly. Question two, what are your surroundings? Reason actually gets the interaction partners in the same reality. I can describe my surroundings. I'm in a structurally sound building. I'm feeling gravity. I'm safe. I'm comfortable. My belly's full. Increases individual and interdependent safety, because if you're in the same location and you're describing the location differently, then you're not on the same page of reality. If one is comfortable with the surroundings and the other person is not comfortable with the surroundings, there's a disconnect there. That means you're both less safe. Whereas if you're on the same page of the surroundings, that means you're both safer, both individually and interdependently. All human safety is interdependent. We're all reliant upon our fellow human beings. Question three, what is your inner voice self-story? The story you tell yourself about yourself. Whose voice tells that story to you? Your own voice, others' voices, parents' voices, spouses' voices, the mean kids' voices, a priest, an imam, a rabbi's voice. The manner in which the story is told to you. Is it a friendly way that this story is told to you? With self-respect, the source, practice, and application of awareness and appreciation and competence of being oneself? It is spelled wrong. It is oneself. I thought it looked odd. Actually, we just do that and that and that. Do you make eye contact with yourself in the mirror and smile at yourself? Make eye contact with your fellow human beings and smile at them. Do you practice the inverse golden rule? Do unto oneself as one would have others do unto them. Do unto, I guess, to keep it without you, oneself. I think I'm going to add here. shows self-respect. No, I don't want to do that. Stops for now. Ignorance. Make eye contact with fellow human beings and smile at them. Practice the universal golden rule: do unto oneself as one would have others do unto oneself. If one does not want to be kicked in the groin by another, one does not kick oneself in the groin. Or is that voice a frenemy voice? Practices dwelling, regret, worry, anxiety, remorse. Or an enemy voice, toxic behavior towards oneself. A measure of individual and interdependent safety. The inner voice self story. Because if it's an enemy voice, that means the other fellow human being you're interacting with is less safe. If you're an enemy to yourself, that means that's what you practiced. Humans are good at what we practice. So that means the fellow human being you're interacting with is less safe. Question 4. What are your emotional attachments? Emotional attachments, a deep, often subconscious mental and emotional bond with people or objects that fosters feelings of safety, comfort, and security. Generational baggage, stories, memories, families, sports teams, religion, rabbit's feet, and special socks. Maslow's perch. I'm going to make this a little smaller so if it's on the screen. Boom. This is Maslow's perch. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If your physical needs are met, if only your physical needs are met, you're here. If your safety needs are met, you're here. Longing, belonging is meant, you're here. If your esteem is meant here. And if you're at self-actualization level, you're here. And this is Maslow's perch. I'm sitting on Maslow's perch. I promise you, I'm sitting on Maslow's perch. See, that's why my name's on the chair. Bump this back up to 200. See? Bump it up to 300. No, I can't. See, my name's on the perch. My question is, are you sitting on the perch? Right there. Are you there with me? So now I got to explain what Maslow's perch is. When all levels of Maslow's. Hey, viewer, do you want to have a conversation? Does white self-respect exist? What is white self-respect bankruptcy? Does white male self-respect exist? I think it does because I have it personally. My definition of self-respect: the source, practice, and application of awareness and appreciation and the competence of being oneself. Nope, they didn't want to have the conversation, so they left. When all levels of Maslow's hierarchy are met, I spell hierarchy wrong every single time. H-I-E-R. H-I-E. Oh, I forgot the R. Okay. Are met, are fulfilled. One has self-respect. One is perched on top of the hierarchy. As those perch. Maybe I will do that. That gets that. Nope, it's not bringing that there. And then I was going to bring in some stuff, not that. I was going to bring in going to bring in this. That's a Maslow's perch. What's the, bring this down. Put this in. Bump this up. Are you a spring or spigot? Like that. Envision a natural spring. Now place a cylinder, open on both ends, on top of the spring. This is the vessel. If the spring is weak, it cannot fill the vessel. Nothing around the vessel gets watered. If the spring is stronger, it fills the vessel, and maybe a little water spills over the sides, watering a few things nearby. Now envision a spring so strong that the water floweth over. Everything around the vessel gets watered. A natural marshland and streams are created and flow from the vessel. The source of the spring is the inner voice self story. Remember, the inner voice self story is the story you tell yourself about yourself, whose voice tells that story to you, and the manner in which the story is told to you. My cup is not half empty or half full. My cup floweth over. That's me speaking, Scott Altenstell. Now envision a spigot. Some vessels have spigots installed by the vessel or other vessels. Family, friends, identities, and stories. Water is diverted from the vessel to fill someone else's half cup / vessel. Hey, viewer. Does white self-respect exist? What is white self-respect bankruptcy? Does white male self-respect? And they didn't want to have the conversation either. Some spigots are because their own spring is not strong enough. This prevents the vessel from ever flowing over. Some spigots are poisoned by drama, stress. When installed, they poison the spring and divert the water at the same time. Sometimes they kill the spring entirely. I have removed all spigots. Now everything around me gets water because fertile marshlands surround me and fertile streams flow from the vessel. Actually, this. The Barca lounger on the beach. This is more important because this is the same as Maslow's perch. Right? This is just another way of explaining what Maslow's perch is. When all levels of Maslow's hierarchy are fulfilled and one has self-respect, one is perched on top of the hierarchy, Maslow's perch. All right? That's me. I'm wondering, are you sitting there as well? So the Barca lounger on the beach. Envision the most comfortable Barca lounger ever created. Now envision two such chairs lined up on the most beautiful beach in existence. I'm sitting in 1. See? Right there. Even though that's not a Barca lounger, but that's all I could get the AI to create the image. I'm sitting in 1, comfortable, relaxing, drinking a mock pina colada. I notice the other Barca lounger is empty. Curious, I look at the beach around me. I see my fellow white cis male human beings lying in the dry sand, shoving their faces into the sand and screaming, "Help me, I'm drowning." I look at the tide pools left behind by the receding water. Other fellow white cis human beings, a few fellow human beings of color and transgender fellow human beings, are lying in 2 inches of water, shoving their faces into the silt and screaming, "Help me, I'm drowning." I look further out into the shallows and see the same humans kneeling in knee-deep water, faces submerged, screaming, "Help me, I'm drowning." Further out in the deep swells, there are other fellow human beings who are actually drowning. They aren't screaming, they are fighting silently for survival. I'm not a strong swimmer. I'm not a strong enough swimmer to reach them. I use my comfort and my prefrontal cortex. I have changed this. This is no longer the language of the paper. I have to remember to change that in the paper. To assess the situation. Actually, I'm going to change that totally. I'm going to put sympathy. My sympathy, emotional intelligence. To assess the situation, I realize the most efficient and optimal path to saving those in the deep waters is to recruit my fellow white cis male human beings on the beach in the sand. I walk up to my fellow white cis male human beings face down in the dry sand, bend over and say, "Look at me. We are safe. Look at me. We are safe." But they refuse. They continue to shove their faces into the sand, gripped by a quote unquote survival story, screaming, "Help me, I'm drowning." The audit. My questions to you. Why are you guys barking? Where are you in this analogy? Are you in a chair sitting next to me? If not, whoops. If not, why? Oh, wait, that's why. Question 1 to you. Where are you in this analogy? Question 2. Are you in the chair sitting next to me? Question 3 to you. Are you in the deep water struggling? Question 4 to you. Are you drowning or are you drowning in the sand? And then, hello, viewer. Want to have a conversation? Does white self-respect exist? Do you know what white self-respect bankruptcy is? Does white male self-respect exist? I think it does. I think I have it. Here's my definition. Nope. Nobody wants to have this conversation. Oh, well. I guess I should answer this question. Actually, maybe I should do this, that, this, do that. Hello, viewer. My definition of self-respect. My question to you, does white self-respect exist? Stream's open for all genders, sexes, colors. Let's have a conversation. There's my definition of self-respect. The source, practice, application, and source, practice, and application of awareness. Nope, they didn't want to have the conversation. And self-reporting videos and pictures. And since so that's the layout. I was thinking of expanding this. Practice of awareness, appreciation. Hey, viewer. And healthy curiosity. And the competence of being oneself. Hello, viewer. Does white self-respect exist? There's my definition of self-respect. The source, practice, and application of awareness, appreciation, and healthy curiosity, and the competence of being oneself. That's my definition of self-respect. I think it's the most accurate. Nobody seems to be interested. It's going to work on. I guess I'll work on a. Oh, keep hitting the wrong button. Actually, I can write that here and then I'll just transfer it over. Or am I going to include this? Hey, viewer. Does white self-respect exist? There's my definition of self-respect. And they left. Then I'm going to include this. I have to be spring and spigot. Oh. Why can't I get that to be there? Well, doesn't matter. Behaviors of a human practicing self-respect. Thought and perspective. Logical consistency, actively seeking to eliminate internal contradictions in their own beliefs. Adherence to the law of non-contradiction. Reality acceptance. Confronts and accepts all facts of reality, especially those that are unpleasant, inconvenient, or socially unpopular. Source analysis. When encountering a problem, they are compelled to analyze the source rather than focusing on the symptoms. Definitional precision. Using words based on their literal dictionary definition to ensure clear logical thought. Curiosity and appreciation. Actively practicing awareness to understand the how, quote unquote, and why, quote unquote, of systems, ideas, and other human beings. Action and decision making. Personal responsibility. Accepts the self, quote unquote, as a primary cause for the effects in their life. Does not shirk, quote unquote, responsibility, as that would be a logical contradiction. Deliberate effect. Chooses, I'm not going to read this, there's no need, it's here when I need it. Okay, so now that that's there, I can write a script, which I started to here. Does white self I know it does, since I claim I embody it. Question is, if you are white, do you embody it? I haven't written a script because I haven't been able to figure it out. Hello, viewer. There's my definition of self-respect. Do whites have self-respect? Does white self-respect exist? Didn't think so. What's up, viewer? There's my definition of self-respect. That's what I thought.